Tupac Shakur, whose stage names are Tupac and Makaveli, was an American rapper widely considered one of the most influential and successful rapper of all time. He sold more than 75 million records worldwide, making him to be one of the best-selling artists. His music being noted for addressing contemporary social issues that plagues inner society. Tupac Shakur was born in New York City to parents who were both political activists and Black Panther Party members. He was raised by his mother, Ateni Shakur, relocated to Baltimore in 1984 and to the San Francisco Bay Area in 1988. He became a central figure in West Coast hip-hop for his conscious rap lyrics after the release of his debut album, Tupacalypse Now in 1991. He achieved further critical and commercial success with his follow-up album, Strictly for My Niggers and Me Against the World. On the night of September 7, 1996 at about 11:15 p.m., Tupac Shakur was shot in a drive-through shooting. He later died on September 13, 6 days later from internal bleeding. The official cause of death was respiratory failure and cardiopulmonary arrest associated with multiple gunshot wounds. His body was cremated the next day. As with most famous celebrity deaths, there has been various conspiracy theories surrounding the death of the rapper. Let's explore some of these theories and determine their authenticity. The theory that Tupac faked his own death. This is one of the most famous theories out there. It suggests that Tupac faked his own death to escape the dangers he now faces as a result of his famous status and to start a new life. One of such fuelings to this theory is a video captured in Cuba of a man having very similar resemblance to the famous rapper. Others claim Tupac is currently living in Malaysia or Mexico to evade potential threats. A photo allegedly proving that Tupac is still alive came to light, and according to YouTube channel Wired Up TV, shows Tupac as he would be now. The man in the photo is seated by the side of the road wearing a pink shirt and straw hat and bears an uncanny resemblance to the famous rapper. The channel has also posted a lot of videos on their page with the subject, Tupac alive. Another backup to this theory occurred during Ice-T's investigation show on Fox in 2017 on a segment of Who Shot Biggie and Tupac. Ice-T and journalist Soledad O'Brien placed a phone call to Suge Knight, who is currently serving a 28-year prison sentence for fatal confrontation. Suge Knight was in the driver's seat of the car in which Tupac was shot. He also sustained injuries from the attack. Bryan asked him if he thought Tupac was actually dead, and Suge Knight responded, "With Pac, you might never know."
Seriously think that he might still be alive.
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
He also said, when Pac died, if he really died, you know. I mean, when I left the hospital, me and Pac were laughing and joking, so I don't see how someone can turn from doing well to doing bad.
When I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
Then, there is the Makaveli theory. Towards the end of Tupac's career, Tupac performed under the alias Makaveli. He released his last album, The Don Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory, with this name. The name comes from a political playwright, politician and Italian war strategist, Niccolò Machiavelli. Tupac read his books while incarcerated. One of Machiavelli's ideas on how to fool your enemies was to fake your own death and come back when least expected. Also, if you arrange the words of Machiavelli, it can spell M alive K or Mac alive. On the album cover, it displays the words Exit Tupac, Enter Makaveli. It also features Tupac as Jesus Christ, who we know was killed and came back after 7 days. Also, in the first few seconds of the first track, you can hear someone say Suge shot me. Then there is the quick cremation. Tupac was apparently cremated the day after he died, but why so fast? Suge Knight claims he paid $3 million for the cremation, which is actually a lot of money for just a cremation. Then the cremator disappeared from the Earth's surface, not to be seen or heard from again. The autopsy photograph. Many claim that the autopsy photo that was circulated on the internet was fake because it was reported at the time that there was no autopsy. That particular picture of Tupac on the table was missing some tattoos and resembles a still from the California Love video. Some went ahead to claim Tupac posed for the photograph and the makeup that was used was the same makeup used for his death scene in the movie Bullet with Mickey Rourke. The 7 Theory. In Tupac's last album, Illuminati, the 7-Day Theory. There are theories that the number alludes to the fact that Tupac is still alive. The number is regarded by many as a holy number. It took 7 days for God to create the world. Tupac's depiction of himself as Christ on the cross and hinting on the fact that he would rise again could have been a way of shining light on his reincarnation. Some other places where the number appears to be of importance are, he was shot on the 7th, he died approximately 7 days later. He died at 4:03 p.m. 4 + 3 = 7. He was 25 when he died. 2 + 5 = 7. He died exactly 7 months to the day after his most successful album, All Eyes on Me, was released. Of course, these may all be coincidences, but who knows? Tupac predicted his death too many times. Tupac always hinted on him being shot in his records, although these may be referring to his first shooting in 1994 in New York. There is much more to it than the 1994 shooting. On Richie Rich's Niggas Done Changed, he rapped, "I've been shot and murdered, can't tell you how it happened word for word, but best believe that niggas gonna get what they deserved." On Ain't Hard to Find, he raps, "I heard rumors that I died, murdered in cold blood, dramatized, pictures of me in my final state. You know mama cried, but that was fiction, some coward got it twisted." Then there's the Ain't Mad at Cha music video shot few weeks before he was shot dead. The video documents the death at the hands of a gun and the messages he would send to his friends and family from heaven. Tupac is seen rapping in heaven while his friends grieves his passing. He also had songs titled, "Death Around the Corner," "I Wonder If Heaven Got a Ghetto," "If I Die Tonight," which gave you the impression of readying himself for the death. The music videos. In the music videos for To Live and Die in LA and Toss It Up, which featured on the Makaveli album, Tupac is seen wearing sneakers that weren't released before his death. They were not sold by Nike until November 1996, 2 months after his death. Tupac was seen rocking the newest edition of the Nike Air Jordans in the Live and Die in LA video. He was also seen wearing a pair of Penny Hardaway sneakers in the videos for Toss It Up, which wasn't available until after his fatal shooting. Driving license and coroner's report. The official coroner's report had Tupac's weight as 215 pounds. However, his driving license says he is 168 pounds. This means he added on an additional 47 pounds in the space of 4 months. He was also listed as being 72 inches tall on the report, yet his driving license said that he was 5'10". This means he grew an additional 2 inches in a span of 4 months at the age of 25. Tupac's last photograph. This supposed conveniently last taken picture of Tupac alive. It shows Tupac and Suge Knight riding together in the car they were shot in while stopping at a red light. The question that is asked is, was it really taken on the night of September 7th? Here are some things claimed to have been wrong with the picture. The date stamp on the original photo reads September 8th, not 7th. There are no keys in the car's ignition. There's no red tint on the windscreen where the reflection of the red light would be. Another theory implicates the FBI in Tupac's death, positing that they aimed to put an end to what they deemed violent rap culture. This theory emerged due to the notorious West Coast versus East Coast hip-hop war. Some say Tupac and Biggie Smalls first met in 1993. Others say they met on the set of Poetic Justice. Tupac was playing Biggie's Party and Bullshit on repeat. This was a big deal for then up and upcoming Biggie. It was his first single and Tupac was already a famous artist. They became close friends afterwards. Biggie would crash at Tupac's house in LA when he visited New York and he gave the young rapper advice. They also performed together on stage, freestyling back and forth in venues. Biggie even asked Tupac to become his manager, to which he declined. They started having problems in 1994 and totally parted ways on November 30th when Tupac was shot outside Quad Recording Studio. He was called to the studio by Biggie's affiliated rapper, Lil Cease. Tupac was then shot. beaten and robbed of his jewelries. Later on, he discovered that Biggie and Puff were inside the building during the attack and was led to believe that they were behind the attack. He and Suge Knight vowed to destroy Puff and Biggie's record label, Bad Boy Records, and thus began the infamous feud between the two camps. Both would release diss tracks at each other, although Biggie denied actually ever dissing Tupac in any of his songs. The feud was viewed as intense even though no known physical confrontation ever took place between the two. Tupac was finally killed in a drive-by shooting few years later at the age of 25, with Biggie suffering the same fate at the age of 24. Thus putting an end to the infamous West Coast and East Coast hip-hop rivalry. Many believe this consecutive attacks on the rappers were orchestrated by agents of the FBI to put an end to the feud. Evidence backing up this theory are scanty if any.